One of the most gruesome and unpleasant aspects of the whole episode was that you separated Stuart Everett's face from his skull and then split his skull into several sections before depositing them separately with a view to minimising the chances that he would be identified from the body parts.
It's 12 minutes past 1 minute time. You're under arrest for suspicion of murder. Do you understand the offence? You're under arrest for the meeting sign. Okay. Suspicion of murder for an incident which occurred in Salford. All right. So you'll be taken to police station for question regarding that.
Okay, I go with you and I understand any questions.
Yeah. All right.
Look closely at this man. He is sitting on a public bus in Manchester during the morning rush hour. He looks tired, maybe a bit stressed. He's clutching a large, heavy shopping bag. To the other passengers, he is just another commuter. He pays his fare. He finds a seat. He waits. But if you could see inside that bag, you would scream. The man is Marcin Majerkiewicz, and inside that shopping bag, wrapped in layers of cling film and black bin liners, are the severed remains of the man he lived with. He isn't going to work. He is going to a nature reserve to dump human evidence like it's garbage. He thinks he's invisible. He thinks that because he bought a hacksaw with cash and walked to the bus stop, nobody is watching. But he is wrong. In 2024, you can't disappear. Every step he takes, every text he sends, and every pound he spends is leaving a digital trail that will eventually lead the police right to his front door. To understand why a man would butcher his housemate, we first have to look at the house on Worsley Road in Eccles. It's a normal semi-detached home, quiet, unassuming. Inside, 3 men live separate lives in separate rooms. The leaseholder is Stuart Everett. He is 67 years old. He's a man of Polish heritage, born Roman Zemacki. Stuart is a character. He loves a pint at the local club. He loves a flutter on the horses. He's known as a jolly, mild-mannered guy who keeps to himself. But physically, he is vulnerable. He walks with a stick. He's had strokes in the past. He is the perfect target for someone who wants to take control. Then there is Marcin Majerkiewicz, 42 years old. He moved in back in 2017 after a breakup. For years, they seem like normal roommates. In fact, Stuart is fond of him. He introduces Marcin to friends as his partner. There is no history of violence between them, no police calls, no fistfights. To the outside world, they are friends. But by late 2023, Marcin's life is quietly imploding, and the digital evidence tells us exactly why. While Stuart is watching football and enjoying his retirement, Marcin is drowning. He loses his job at a fast food restaurant in the Trafford Center in November 2023. The income stops, but the spending doesn't. Forensic accountants later pull his financial records, and the numbers are staggering. In just 2 months, September and October 2023, Marcin takes out loans totaling £60,000. Where does the money go? It vanishes. By March 2024, the money is gone. He owes another £14,000 on credit cards. He hasn't paid his rent in 4 months. His search history shows a desperate man. On March 22nd, just days before the murder, he isn't looking for a job. He is Googling, how much does it cost to borrow £50,000? He is looking for a way out. He even starts searching for rental properties in Alicante, Spain. Ideally, he wants to flee the country. But you can't start a new life in Spain with zero money and £70,000 in debt. He needs capital. And he realizes the easiest source of capital is sitting in the room next door, watching TV. This is where the case turns from a tragedy into a horror story. This wasn't a sudden snap. This wasn't an argument over dirty dishes. This was a calculated execution. We know this because of what Marcin buys. He goes shopping. He doesn't buy groceries. He buys a hacksaw. And crucially, he buys a pack of spare blades. Why spare blades? Because he knows that cutting through human bone is difficult work. He knows one blade won't be enough. He is planning the logistics of dismemberment before Stewart is even dead. He also prepares the digital trap. Before the murder, he sets up fake email addresses in Stewart's name. He sets up a new phone account in Stewart's name. He is building a digital mask that he can wear once Stewart is gone. It is the night of March 27th, 2024. Stewart Everett is relaxing. He's wearing his night clothes. He's watching an international football match on TV. He feels safe. He is in his own home. Marchin enters the room. He is holding a heavy blunt instrument, likely a hammer. Stewart doesn't even see it coming. The forensic evidence shows he was struck at least 4 times on the back and top of the head. The force is so extreme that his skull caves in. The medical examiner later determines that Stewart lived for a short time after the first blow, long enough to inhale blood into his lungs, but he dies quickly. Now, the house is silent, but Marchin's work is just beginning. We need to pause here and ask, why? Why did he cut him up? In criminal psychology, dismemberment is usually defensive, not offensive. It's not about hating the victim, it's about solving a logistics problem. A dead body is heavy, about 80 to 90 kilograms. It's hard to move. It doesn't fit in a car trunk easily. But Marchin goes further than just logistics. The judge noted something chilling. Marchin specifically separated Stewart's face from his skull. He then split the skull itself into multiple pieces. This is what experts call depersonalization. He isn't just trying to hide the body, he is trying to erase the person. If the police find an arm, they have a DNA problem. If they find a face, they have a photo on the news. Marchin knew this. He spent that night systematically turning his friend into unrecognizable geometry. It's practical, yes, but it requires a level of cold detachment that is almost impossible to comprehend. Over the next few days, Marchin becomes a ghost in the machine. He makes 11 separate trips out of the house. He doesn't have a car. He has to walk. He has to take the bus. Imagine the nerve it takes to board a public bus with your friend's body parts in a shopping bag at your feet. He goes to the Kersal wetlands. He walks deep into the trees and leaves the bags there. He goes to Blackleach Reservoir. He throws the hacksaw into the water. At one point, Easter weekend arrives. Marchin knows there will be too many people, dog walkers, families, in the parks. It's too risky to dump the bags. So what does he do? He puts the remaining body parts in the freezer and waits for the holiday to end. He lives in that house, eating and sleeping, while his friend is frozen in the next room. And in a moment of pure callousness, CCTV catches him on one of these disposal trips. He dumps a bag, and then immediately goes to a fast food restaurant for a meal. He is calm. He is hungry. He feels no remorse. While the physical body is being scattered, Marchin starts puppeteering Stewart's digital ghost. This isn't just a few texts. It's a full-blown alternate reality. He messages Stewart's brother, Richard Zemacki. He writes, "I'm moving house. I'm ill. I can't talk right now." But he knows texts aren't enough. People get suspicious. So Marchin fakes video messages. He films a tour of a new house, pretending to be Stewart showing off his new place, and sends it to the family. He even sends a birthday card to Stewart's relatives, signing it with Stewart's name. When Stewart's own birthday rolls around in April, the family sends good wishes. Marchin replies to them, thanking them, pretending to be the man he murdered weeks ago. But the most brazen moment happens on the phone. He needs access to Stewart's accounts, so he calls the phone company. But he knows his voice sounds different. So what does he do? He deliberately slurs his speech. He impersonates a stroke victim. He uses Stewart's medical history as a prop to steal his money. He takes over the HSBC bank account. He changes the passwords. He transfers money. He uses Stewart's card to pay for the skip he hires to clear out Stewart's own belongings. He is systematically erasing Stewart's life and replacing it with a fake version that he controls. Marchin's plan relies on one thing: nature doing the dirty work. He dumps the bags in places like Kerseldale and Blackleach Reservoir. These are open spaces. He deliberately chooses spots where animals might disturb the remains. He hopes the foxes and the birds will scatter the evidence for him. But on April 4th, nature works against him. A member of the public is walking through Kerseldale. They spot something wrapped in plastic at the bottom of an embankment. It doesn't look like trash. It looks wrong. They look closer. It's human remains. The police arrive, but the decomposition science is tricky. Because Marchin separated the head, they have no teeth to check dental records. They have no fingerprints because the hands are missing or degraded. They have a John Doe. This triggers one of the largest land searches in Manchester history. We are talking 19 separate crime scenes, underwater search teams, dogs, drones. They are combing every inch of the wetlands, fighting against the mud and the decay, trying to find enough pieces to put a name to the victim. With no ID on the body, the police turn to the cameras. They pull thousands of hours of CCTV. They work backward. They look for anyone entering the wetlands with a large bag. And they find him. A grainy figure on a screen. But they still don't know his name. They have a picture of a suspect but no ID. They distribute the image to every officer in the city. Then, sheer luck intervenes. A police investigation support officer named Claire Daly is walking down the street. She looks up. She sees a man walking past. She realizes, that's him. That's the guy from the video. She calls it in. Uniformed officers swarm the area. They arrest Marcin Majorkiewicz on a bus. In his pocket, Stuart Everett's bank cards. When police raid the house on Worsley Road, they find that Marcin has tried to clean up. He bought bleach. He bought antibacterial wipes. He even rented a rug doctor machine to deep clean the carpets. But you can't clean everything. Under the bed in Marcin's room, police find a section of the carpet has been cut out. He had replaced the blood-stained patch with a piece of carpet from Stuart's room. He thought he was being clever. But to a forensic team, a patched carpet is a neon sign pointing to a murder scene. They track his phone GPS. It matches the bus routes perfectly. Every ping on the map corresponds to a timestamp on the CCTV. The digital evidence locks him in a cage he built himself. In March 2025, Marcin stands before a judge. He has no defense. The 11 trips, the Google searches, the fake texts, it's all there. The judge, Mr. Justice Kavanaugh, stares him down. He tells Marcin that he acted with unspeakable cruelty. He highlights the fact that Marcin separated the face from the skull just to save his own
in the
skin.
hope that they would never be found, or, if they were, that they would never be identified. One of the most gruesome and unpleasant aspects of the whole episode was that you separated Stuart Everett's face from his skull and then split his skull into several sections before depositing them separately with a view to minimizing the chances that he would be identified from the body parts. You also embarked upon a careful...
For the murder of Stuart Everett, done for financial gain, Marcin is sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 34 years. He will be an old man before he ever sees the outside of a prison again. Marcin Majorkiewicz thought he could commit the perfect crime in a digital world. He thought that if he used cash and wore a hood, the cameras wouldn't see him. But he forgot that in modern life, we leave a footprint with every heartbeat. His greed led him to kill his friend. But it was his phone, his search history, and the silent watch of the CCTV cameras that ensured justice was served. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more cases from the digital trail.